Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another album review. My name is Christian Eschbach. Hey, everybody. Okay, so Avantasia, Lost in Space, Part 1 and 2. Makes sense. Um, I've covered all of Avantasia, I think close to in order at this point. I may have been out of order a little bit. I'm not sure. There is an album before this one that I'm listening to right now, but I've had this one in my CD player forever, so I wanted to get the review done and out of the way. Whether or not I'm going to post them in order is another story, but they definitely were not recorded in order. All right. So far, this is my favorite Avantasia album. And the reason why is it's less operatic metal and more hard rock. Like the operatic metal's still there or whatnot, but like the drums are more rock based, not as much the rapid eights, um, more actual like straight kind of 4/4 beats, and not even pure 4/4 beats. And don't get me wrong, you got the double eights in there, but it really feels like a much more. This feels like it would be more inspired as a progression off of, say, AC/DC's Razor's Edge, with the tone and the production sound of it. With it being, it's still, Razor's Edge was still at that time considered almost a metal album. Anybody that knew the differences, they would split their hairs and say, no, it's a hard rock album. But Razor's Edge often got lumped in with heavy metal at the time. And this is definitely still more of a metal album, but this is a metal album that feels like it's based a lot more off of the glam era almost of metal. Like, it's got all the great elements that people will love about Avantasia. It's got, the prog elements to it. It still has the operatic metal elements to it. It's still got all those great parts, but it's all those parts wrapped up into a wonderful Neelix. Okay, so it's all those great parts wrapped up into with a good, nice, solid rock bass around it. And when I say rock bass, I mean like a bass level to build off of. But that's just it. The bass and the drums, the rhythm section, it's actually more like in a Led Zeppelin kind of that big, heavy, thick, good, solid, or I don't want to say Black Sabbath because Bill Ward's drumming was something different. Compared to the rock kind of sound that I'm talking about. All right, let's get into the actual tracks on here since I've been going on. All right, so the album opens up with the title track "Lost in Space." I really dig this song. This is quite the big whoo to open it up, man. Like really opens it up big and wide. And I hate to say it opens it up so big and wide that you just get wrapped up in the album and you honestly kind of lose track of the tracks themselves. This is one of those albums where I love this album. I absolutely love this album. I will throw this album in anytime without a second thought, and I do throw it in really regularly without a second thought. I kind of feel bad for Tracy because she loves Avantasia, and I play like basically one album from them. But because of that, I honestly haven't spent a lot of time looking at the album. I put the album in, hit play, and just go and do my thing, right? And it's great in a mix too. That's the other thing about this album, compared to a lot of other ones where you got that heavy, definitive story going the whole way through. And I'm assuming there's a story in here. Not that I've honestly paid attention to it because I just enjoy each individual track on its own as its own individual track. It's like Welcome to My Nightmare that way, just fantastic. Um, Okay. So Lost in Space. After that, we got Lay All Your Love on Me, which is just a continuation of some great music. Another Angel Down, which is another one that just good continuing music. And then you get to The Story Ain't Over, and this is into that nice big open operatic kind of thing that people love again. But this one, man, it's funny. I actually always add background vocals in this one because I really think the one thing that this song is missing is, I will always say it's a black chick doing the voice. I mean, white women can do it as well and whatnot, but you know, that great soulful voice that, you know, typically black women are known for, to get that, those great kind of, you know. So when this is going on, I always feel that in the background there should be that big, you know, that big black Baptist church, the story ain't over, and then you get you know, there should. I can't. I'm not a black woman. I can't do it. I'm not a white woman either, so I still can't do it. And I'm not, you know, King Diamond either, so I still can't do it. But you know, like, it needs that, you know, getting up in there, that whoo. And King Diamond would be the wrong high for that. Okay. Same with Elton John, not the high I'm talking about there. Okay. Uh, but The Story Ain't Over is great. Absolutely great. You know, just totally get into that one. Return to Avantasia is a good one. Ride the Sky is another one that I really enjoy. Promised Land. Now, I will be completely honest with you. By the time we get into Promised Land, Dancing with Tears in My Eyes, Scary Eyes, and In My Defense, those ones just kind of all blur to me in one great, fantastic run of music. I honestly, going by the titles, would not be able to tell you which song is which, but when those songs are out playing, man, boom, I'm in it, man. Like, just totally, yeah. Okay. And then it finishes off the album with Lost in Space, Alive at Gate Studio. And I do enjoy that. It does sound different, and I do enjoy the sounds of it. And then as a bonus track, they've got Lost in Space Extended Version. Lost in Space Extended Version is magnificent. That is the one I totally dig on. Ooh, all the extra instrumentation that's in there, the way it's drawn out and whatnot. Oh, really good rendition. Um, okay, so for me, um, this album, if this had been my introduction to Avantasia, every other album would have been a disappointment afterwards. Honestly, if this album had been my introduction, every other album afterwards would have been a disappointment. And that is more just because of my preferences. Every Avantasia album has been fantastic. I have had no complaints about any of the Avantasia albums. Let's just be very, very clear here, okay? No complaints whatsoever. I think Avantasia is actually a fantastic. Tobias Sammet always puts together a great group of musicians to put together these great albums, so there was no complaints whatsoever for anything Avantasia. But I just really, really dig on this album that much. And I highly recommend this album. If you're anything like me, you're going to hear this album and then you're going to be disappointed with other albums that come afterwards. That you listen to afterwards. I don't know. That's just me, though. Yeah, let me know what you think, guys. That's what the comment section's for. What's your favorite song on this album? I know I kind of glaze over the songs themselves, but it's just the album's just that good, man. You know, I really should probably pay more attention to the track listing. It's one of those things. I get older and I'm doing all these rapid fire reviews and stuff like that. It makes it hard sometimes. But comment section, folks, let me know what you think. On your way down there, you're going to see like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Please hit those. You'll also, in and out in the comments, see there should be a couple links down there. Click on those. Otherwise, folks, peace, love,